And this is part 4 and the last. I'm going to be really quick with this one. I can't linger because I could linger for a year. I'm a lingerer, you know. So I remember I came up to Carol on the Thursday evening. Now Norman and I spoke every day. I hadn't seen him in about a month. But every day we spoke on the phone. And he, you know, but I found him becoming more and more depressed, I guess is the word. You know, not as perky, just, you know, whatever. I said, come home, please, come home. Your children need you, I need you. And he said, yes, he's coming. He did a bad deal, lost his car. And I think that put an extra burden on him. My poor beloved. However, and anywho, he had hypertension for a very long time. But he was the type of man who was absolutely stubborn. Okay? He'd say to me, boy, you know, just like a child, my head was hurting me today, man. And I went to the pharmacy, to his pharmacist friend, Stafford, you know. And I'm telling you, when he took the pressure, it was like 189 or so. So I said, what? But I said, you should be dead. And he said, I know, but I'm alive. So I said, Norman, please promise me that you will take your pressure tablets every day. It doesn't matter. Once the pressure comes down, yes, he promised faithfully. Never meant a word. As soon as the pressure came down, he was off to the races, galloping again, without the tablets. Oh my God. So, a man who spent the last day with him tells me this, because I left Jamaica on the Thursday, and apparently he had started, I don't know if this thing exists, but you know, this traveling that they talk about, but apparently he really was not well at all, because the man was with him in the office, and he said he left him for half an hour, and when he came back, Norman was waiting on a client. Norman he was unconscious, you know, and he said he did everything, and finally he opened his eyes and said, wait, what you doing here? And he said, Mr. Manley, remember I was with you? And he said, yes. Right. But the man told me after that he had never seen him look so serene and so calm. And there was something like an aura around him. And he said it to him. And of course, I know Norman. He rushed up to the mirror and said, what, I don't say anything? And he said, Mr. Manley, trust me. I've never seen you look this good. You know? Anyway, he said, we should go to the hospital because you did have a blackout. And Norman said, no. I'm not going to any hospital. I'm waiting on my client. I've been trying to get my wife from morning and I cannot. But you see, he didn't remember numbers. And I think he was getting all confused in the phone itself. And he for some reason didn't call. And I said to myself, but why didn't I call him? You know, and because I was busy, packing, getting to the airport, going through the custom. Oh, Lord, you know how I can give you a hell of the custom. Anyway, I never did call him. He never did call me. He tried. He kept saying to the man, I need to speak to my wife. But he never got through to me. He did, however, get through to our daughter. And she said she was busy. Almost didn't take up the call, but then she took it. And he said to her, where are you? And normally she'd take offense at that because, you know, they don't like that question. Where are you? No. It's a no-no. But she answered and said to him that she was going to her friends. And he said, good. So she said, Daddy, when am I going to see you? And he said, I'll be home tomorrow. Right? Because actually he was waiting on a client to come in to bring the money. And he would have just come over. Well, the client didn't turn up. And the same guy that stayed with him said that Norman had a loaner car, I think. And he said to him, okay, in the morning, I'm meeting my client at 6 o'clock. Can you meet me there? I'm going to collect the money and you take me home to my daughter. And she said, yes. And my wife. No, he forgot it seems as if he forgot that I was leaving, which is to show you that he was not here. So I flew up here, and it was during COVID, so it was a terrible time. And I got here, and for some reason, about 4 planes landed at the same time. And the immigration and customs was a mess. And it took me, I got into Fort Lauderdale at about 8 o'clock, and I never left the building until after 12. So finally I got home, and I just fell into bed. And I remember there was a message. I woke up because I heard the ping in the morning at about 6 o'clock. Now, Norman was an early riser and an early go to bed. And I heard a ping, and I looked at it, and it was a message from him. He had on disappearing messages. By the way, anyone calls me and has disappearing messages, I take them off because I can't stand them. You know, my messages are living things, and I must be able to go back and look at them. I lost a lot of data on his phone because of this stupidness. I don't know why he did it, but I lost the last message that he sent me. And it said, "Where are you staying?" He would never ask me that because he knew. But I said, I'm so tired. I'll call him as soon as I wake up. So I went back to sleep. Well, I must have slept 10 minutes and the phone rang. And it was my hysterical daughter saying, Mommy, someone called me to say that Daddy was found unresponsive. And it was just all the way down, you know. It was like I was at the top of a hill and I just went tumbling down. I said, "Hang up, darling," and she was crying. I said, "Don't worry, I'll be home today." I hadn't even unpacked. And to get back, you had to fill out the awful COVID thing. So I had to call Jamaica and ask the minister to release me and this kind of thing, which I got clearance. However, I called his secretary and I said to her, "Have you heard anything?" And she said, no. She said yes. Somebody had called her and told her that the client came to see Mr. Manley. And when he came, Mr. Manley had passed out. But he said it was nothing abnormal because a lot of the times Norman liked to go to the office at 6 o'clock. And the client knew that. And he often went and found him sleeping.